So you are in the middle of a photo shoot?
Yes, doing a couple of photo shoots today, actually.
Just quickly tell me about the dog.
Oh, I brought my dog Roxy to work with me today, and she thinks she's famous, so she doesn't want to leave this area. She'll stay by my feet.
Right, we've lost the dog now, but she might come back.
Just don't talk to her.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, time starts now. Things have been going really well for you, Alesha, since you won Strictly. Mm-hmm. Tell me the highlights.
The highlights since winning Strictly have probably been the fact that I got to release the Alesha show, that The Boy Does Nothing has been doing extremely well, and that I've started my international plot for the
song. That was your new song, and that got to number 5?
Yes, and it stayed in the top 10 for 5 weeks. And Breathe Slow, my second single, has entered the charts already, and it's not even out yet, so I'm very pleased.
And high hopes for that one, obviously.
Very high hopes. I think it's a different side to me.
Embarking on the first mixed race, or black, depending on how you look at it, President of the United States, you yourself are mixed race, come from a mixed race background.
Yes.
What do you make of the whole Obama?
Well, I'm in love with him. I'm reading his book, Dreams from My Father. I think this is the best thing to have happened to the world in a long, long time. I believe in him, and I believe a change has been made, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he handles things coming up in the next year.
He talks a lot about being mixed race.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he had a pretty tricky childhood coming to terms with his mixed background.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, one of the things I can't emphasise with him is that, you know, my grandparents was very supportive, and I think we grew up in a time where being mixed race was more acceptable. You know, his grandparents, I think they suffered a lot of racism, but I think that being mixed race is an advantage in that you get to understand 2 different cultures, and I think that that creates a great balance.
You have a black father and a white mother.
Yes.
So what are your big ambitions for 2009?
My big ambitions for 2009 is to take over the world.
Okay, come on, you've got to be a bit more specific.
Well, no, on a honest level, my biggest ambition would be to do a tour. I would love to have success in Europe, and I'd love to potentially go over to America with the album and just continue to promote it and do lots of live shows.
And do you enjoy the spotlight? Because you've done so many different things. You've acted a little bit, you've been a model, you've danced, you've been part of a really successful group in Mystique as well.
I think with anything in life, it has its good and its bad things. For me, I try to focus on what I do have rather than what I don't have, and I try to take all the positives from being a musician and an artist. And before I was a singer, I'd never travelled anywhere, and since becoming a singer, I've seen the world. And so from that point of view, I feel it'd be wrong of me to complain about the things that aren't so good in the industry.
What do you think you would have done in your life had you not been a performer? Because you were thinking, I think, at one point of going into PE teaching?
Yeah. If I wasn't in the music industry, I probably would have become a teacher. But I would have been a sports teacher, maybe English teacher. Probably would have sung to my students and annoyed them, and then, you know, wanted to fulfil this dream some point later on in my life.
And what about the famous Alesha laugh? I was expecting lots of laughing in this interview.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm being very serious.
You're being
I have
very
a jacket
serious.
I have a jacket on, so I'm being very demure. Do you know what? People keep going on about my laugh. I really feel like I need to change it.
No, your laugh is amazing. It's like a signature.
Oh, I know, but I was listening to the chart show yesterday, and Fern was talking about how she's walking Mount Kilimanjaro with me, and Reggie was going, yes, Alesha's got a really interesting laugh, and she's going, yeah, and he's going, you either love it or it's going to really do your head in. I was thinking, oh, God, I'm going to laugh, and everybody's going to hate me having me around.
When are you going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro?
In 4 weeks, but I'm going to attempt it.
Is this just for fun, or is it for charity? Or?
We're climbing Kilimanjaro for comic relief. There's 10 of us going, and it's great. It's a great team of people. I think it's going to be one of the toughest things we could ever do. I haven't prepared for it physically. I'm very nervous, but we're doing it for a great cause, and I think keeping that focus is what's going to get us to the top.
Is charity work going to be sort of a big part of your future, do you think?
I think charity work is just something that has always been there, should always be there, and should be something that everybody's very conscious of. I mean, I support the ACLT, which is the African Caribbean Leukemia Trust, and I think it's really important to dedicate your time to 1 or 2 particular charities that they can get the most out of you. I think there comes a point, being famous is all good when you're doing what you love, but you have to take responsibility and use the media that you have as a way of helping others.
Well, we've only got about sort of 45 seconds to go. The phone's going, the clock's ticking, but we'll just carry on. you're a beautiful woman. Have you felt sort of pressure in your life to conform to any stereotypes of beauty?
Well, I think, sometimes for women of colour, they feel like they have to westernise themselves to be seen as beautiful, but the older I've got, the more comfortable I am in my own skin. I don't listen to the pressures that the magazines put out there, that women have to be a particular size or look a certain way. You are how you are. How you are is good enough, and you don't have to be like anybody else to be good enough.
Do you read your own press? Do you care what other people say about you, or have you just chilled out and it's okay to be you?
I don't really feel passionate about it either way.
And are you, in 2009, the very beginning of 2009, happy?
Very happy.
Fantastic. The time is up. Really lovely to see you.
Thank you very much.